I feel like it's missing something important. It's also not going to work very well with the fucking network. Let's see. Did I get all of them? I need to try the training level and make sure it works. I think it works in the training level. Your high score, too bad. There's no, there's nothing else. I don't know. No. God damn. That is so cheap. That's a really cool move though. You can do that pop up. But it's too fucking good. If somebody punches the ball away as you're mid shot, will you teleport to the ball? Yeah, it's just a teleport to the ball sort of trick. If I spawn a bunch of, dudes in here. And they're all just doing their thing. I can just wait for the right moment. It doesn't matter if they're punching it or not. Can good players actually neutralize it? I fucking don't think so. With how it is currently, it's she just did a charge up and then just punch the nearest player. Because like if I'm in the air and I'm doing that, the BAMF move, like the network interpolation stuff is also going to be like you have to really know where the player is for it to really work. So I don't know. This might be like a bot only thing, something like that. All right, let me see. One of the other things, plenty of opportunity used against the EU in story mode. Well, yeah, I think so. What it kind of needs is, I think it needs an effect from the user to the ball or something like that. So it, something like that. Because some sort of like arcing electricity between you and the ball would seal it. Because then it would be, oh shit, somebody's gonna teleport onto the ball. Another thing that could happen would be a hesitation of the ball, like the ball stops simulating physics while you do the actual punch animation for the ball itself. So it would stop, your character would do the thing, and then it would start again. So I think it would be more, I think teleporting to the ball feels good. It doesn't, it might look real odd, but it feels all right. It doesn't confuse me that much. I mean, the camera follows it without too much problems. The problem is it's too hard to stop. I think, yeah, a hesitation at the start of it would seal it. Like when you actually teleport to the ball, that's not when it hits. It then has to wait 2 seconds there for the hit. So you're kind of like at the mercy of somebody jumping up and just punching you in the face. So it would be basically the Bitey juggles the ball. So like, it wouldn't be that Bitey juggles the ball. Like the ball gets frozen, right? So it would be a frozen ball effect, I believe, and then boom. All right, that could work. First, let's set our player gravity. I don't want the player to. Where is it? It's in directional movement. All right, let's see where aim shooting is used. Yeah, I think it would look really cool, and it would probably work a lot better over the network if it was, because everybody's already following the ball, right? So you're gonna know where the ball is and everything like that. It's gonna be on your screen, and then somebody teleports to the ball and starts doing this, animation on it. Then you just like beat the shit out of them out of it. Would feel really good. So I think that's probably what needs to happen. It needs to be kind of the cooldown that it has right now, with like an electrical arc thing that comes out or whatever. And all right, aim shooting, max vertical move speed. We're gonna say, what should it be? What would our vertical move speed be? Get base movement data, and let's add a percent in there. Alright, so this will be aim, shoot, gravity effect, percent. Let's set this to like 0.25. Yeah, and they get up and punch you out of it, and it's just this endless series of people punching the shit out of each other out of an aim shot. So the other thing that's interesting about the aim shot then is it's also pretty decent on defense. It'll teleport you right next to the ball. 0.3. So what that'll do is it'll put you right there. So like, let's say you're trying to defend on Gloomy Hollow or Midnight Ridge, right? You hit the defend, this button that is basically this auto attack and auto defense. Your character teleports up onto the stump and freezes the ball as it's going in, and then basically, somebody can beat you out of that. That would be interesting because you could also use it to hold the ball where you want it. So like if it's popped up, you can freeze it, and then your teammate can come in and maybe hit the ball out of it. The other thing that could be interesting is if it's actually a spell. Like if this is a spell, if somebody hits, maybe you cannot be hit, but the ball can be hit. So if somebody hits the ball, you explode. So it could be something like that, as opposed to something that makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. All right, let's try 10%. There's the genocide idea again. Well, if you put yourself as being invulnerable and the ball is frozen, it's not about smashing somebody out of the air. It's about canceling their spell that's being cast. Which I think might have an interesting sort of thing. What if instead of aiming at goals, it aimed at teammates? I mean, that's always the problem of how do you select which teammates. needs to be a little bit slower than even that. 3% move speed. I All right, so we got 3%. We also want to change our directional movement. Getting the drop on me, are you? Where is that aim shoot effect? Alright, so you should have a very small effect on your direction. No, it's not setting the direction vector, it's setting the actual movement velocity. Is going to be this. Yeah, you're gonna be able to change your direction. But, that's what. Yeah, I would think a pass ability would be a little bit different. Like a pass ability would kind of be like the pop-up or something like that. And basically it would just take the next guy in front of you, and it would basically do a pop-up move or whatever the hell in that general direction. And if you were holding right in that move or whatever, it could do that. But I don't know if it needs to be even slower for the. So we have the gravity effect percent and aim shoot move effect percent. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is it sounds complicated. Yeah, I think a an actual pass move. That's not the game we're making. Like if we were going to be doing a pass move, I think yeah, like if you're playing a basketball game, you hit the pass button, it passes the ball, and and then you hit the shoot button, and your character goes into shoot, and you're basically doing a mini game with when you're supposed to release the shot at the top of the arc or something like that. It's a very different game than this. That would basically be like instead of actually playing, full analog bitey, you would be kind of running along, and then like you hit the shoot button, or that would be kind of like rugby or something, right? Like instead of bouncing the ball along, bitey would just like grab the fat sack and run with it, and then like you'd toss the ball up, and then you'd basically the character would jump for it, and you would time that punch or something like that. I mean, it would be an interesting game. It'd be very different. Probably be easier to make multiplayer and network properly too, since you could have Bitey be super fucking fast, but you wouldn't have to, since the controls are simpler and the movements are simpler, you wouldn't do all that. Whatever. Not this game. Alright, so we need to be able to freeze the ball. So, let's see. Okay, so we want a set of what? Player proxy actors? And this should be a set of player proxy actors. And we want a function which is going to say set frozen. And we want unfreeze. So we'll have player. And then we'll also have a location. Do you have water running there somewhere? I don't think so. It's probably sound distortion from this. I probably ran over my cord with my foot. I don't have like super amazing audio equipment, right? So. Alright, so we'll add this guy here. And we want to set our actor location. Let's see, this is a replicated, so replicated thing. Let's see. We'll basically get frozen by players. Let's do a 4, I guess 2 array. And if any of these are invalid, then we need to remove them. Okay, so we want to branch here basically if we are frozen. Alright, so we'll set to this guy, add to current, false. So if we're frozen, we will stop what we are doing. So now what we need to do is we need to actually freeze this thing. Alright, so if this is valid, we want to unfreeze the ball. Set frozen. Let's call it freeze. Alright, so what we need to do is do the thing. Alright, so this needs to be finish. This will be the perform aimed shot actual call. So aim shot goal, we have ball. Alright, so what do we got here? These guys need to be. We need to go towards the goal, so that's going to be the ball minus the goal. I mean, the goal minus the ball. Alright, so what this will do is at the end of this animation, this one will actually grab our stuff. Server high hit ball at location, which is going to be the ball connector location. So this will kind of work right now. Let's see. We need to grab our player proxy. Why is this pissed off? It cannot find function freeze. And I renamed it, so I just have to save it. Alright, so what we need to do is also unfreeze the ball when we perform that. So what's going to happen right now? The last person to unfreeze the ball is the one that's going to hit it. So everybody will do like this server hit, and I'm going to have to do some work on all this. Why was I calling unfreeze? I'm calling unfreeze on the frozen ball. So we should be calling freeze. We're not calling freeze? Because the is valid is not true. If freeze is locked to the player that initiated it. It's locked to any player that currently has it frozen. Alright, so we need to go to the anim end. So this will be aim shot, anim, stop aim shot. We actually want to, yeah, start aim shot and then do this perform aim shot stuff. So basically what would happen right now is multiple people would freeze it, and the last person to hit it would unfreeze it last, which means the last person to actually initiate the freeze would be the person who actually gets the hit. So for a network game, that's pretty important, where the last person to do it is going to win. Or at least something where multiple people can lock it at the same time. So we need to see where the animation is. This is not true. It's in the movement states. Where is the movement? Is it? Yeah, set velocity change. All right. All right, so if this is false, do this. Otherwise, this is true. Do that. Now, so you want me to take a break from story to do the animation? Not until I figure out what this is going to be. Let me see what animations are currently playing for this guy. Okay, it's just the aim shot charge, and aim shot is totally separate animation. It's just that they're flowing together, so I don't really notice what's going on. So, kind of something like that, I guess. Teleport over there. So we need to change it so if you don't actually get a thing, if ball is there, let's return true or false. Output is froze ball. Alright, so if froze ball is not true, then we'll do our unlocks. The story is massive. Oh no. Oh no. Well, if you've got the story stuff, and it sounds like you're probably at a good stopping point if you're saying break story. If you wanted to do a call and just talk about what the story stuff is, I'd be down for something like that. Just maybe like a sanity check on it if you wanted one. Otherwise, keep going. It sounds like we got some good stuff. Because I know last time you were working on the story, writing it all down, at least the impression I got was that was a real pain in the ass. Because you made all these documents and acts and everything, and it seemed to just take forever because you're like, crap, I've got so many things that I now need to actually like put into words. So that's cool. That sounds like you're making progress. Put the skeleton right now, so I'd rather get that finished. Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's kind of what it would look like if you didn't hit in, if you didn't actually get anything. And if you did, all right, so we need an effect here that basically is, let's see, what effect would work? How do we make effects that join two things? Like a ribbon, sure, but we need a start and an end point for the ribbon. Did you have an electrical effect at all anywhere already? No, but there's one included with Unreal. Do you know what it's called? Oh man, the Arlo dudes for security cameras are telling everybody to change their passwords. That's kind of messed up. So like the Arlo cameras are these cameras, and I know my parents have them. So, I mean, if hackers want to hack security cameras, like I can see how that would be a valuable target. Maybe if you're a celebrity and you get like your backyard security camera access, but unless they want like 15 minutes of my dad scratching his balls, like they probably aren't going to be interested in anything they got. Yeah, on your recommendation. Lucas hacked it, and as a result of that, he now has exact pinpoint of everything. From our initial investigation, it appears that attackers may be using credentials obtained from an unknown third party in an attempt to gain unauthorized access to Arlo accounts. Well, that doesn't sound like Arlo was compromised. It sounds like what you would expect, which is it appears that you logged into www.freewowgold.com and created an account with a username and password, and now they're trying to get into your Arlo account. Like, it's kind of like, yeah, if you're using the same password for shit, you're kind of an idiot. All right, so effect, draw a line between 2 points. Let's just see, particle that goes between. Make particles flow towards specific points. Making a particle attract to the player? No. Setting up a laser between 2 changeable points. I'd like to set up a laser. I want to do this in Blueprint. I know it's a blueprint that let you set beam endpoints, set the source for the beam? Is it beam? Game geometry meshes. I mean, we've got this beam thing, but that's light beams. Alright, you currently have it. I placed simple laser beam particle effect in the editor. I set up a basic example where the beam uses 2 interactors. Alright, so it's a laser effect.